in the hood. So we had you had the play Time Fighter. It was a couple more games like Street Fighter, and it was also more to combat.
Oh yeah, can't forget about that.
Yeah, but yeah, man. We gonna welcome y'all to the show. I'm your host, Big Brother TTG. We got a philosophy over here, toxic philosophy. So we talk about some things on the level of toxic productivity and toxic behavior, because some of y'all don't think y'all toxic, and that just it baffles me for some people to think that they just don't have traits that we can see physically. But that's what we're here to talk about, man. We go through some of these things that we talk about. There are multiple matches in toxic philosophy, including long-termism, and toxic productivity. How we can separate right from wrong and work out what the moral path is in any given situation. Sorry about that. It's a lot of toxic behavior. So we got blaming, contempt, we got defensiveness, which is normal, but we don't want to normalize defensiveness. And you got stonewalling, which is one of those things where people always say, either with me or against me. You know what I mean? Yeah, you pretty much stonewall the whole situation. If I was with you now, I really don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm gonna be the only one with you, or if you're doing so you stonewalling the situation. And then like I said, you got blaming and contempt, where people just, they never accountable. Ladies, this may be for y'all, may not be. But this episode, I definitely brought my brother on here because he's gonna work it out for y'all. He's gonna let y'all know, some of you especially hit the auto button so we ain't gotta do it again.
Yeah.
He's gonna let y'all know. He's gonna let y'all know the productivity part. And I'm gonna say some bad things like philosophy, bad philosophy, arguments in order to deceive and mislead. So I'm gonna ask the question and see how he responds. But we just trying to see, some false dilemmas. We want to talk about false dilemmas where people, they're if the argument is invalid, you know what I mean? False, you know what I mean? They giving you false dilemmas. The argument is valid, then it's a bad argument, or it's intended to give conclusive support. Like you just bringing some stuff, you just snatching stuff out of the air. So that's and by the way, Thesis, if you want to tell the people anything, let them know.
Yeah, man. Thesisdrs on Instagram, Thesisdrs on TikTok, Thesisdrs basically everywhere, YouTube. You know what I mean? Working on a project I'm gonna be working on real soon, musically. I'm an artist, I'm a producer, So I'll have you.
Nah, for real. If y'all looking for some musicians, if y'all want freestyle Fridays or Wednesdays or whatever day y'all do your freestyle days on, or engineering behind the scenes, holla my man.
That's all
right. Appreciate the gifts. Without further ado, first question up, and these questions have no right or wrong answer. These are they're well-rounded questions based upon the productivity. So if I find it something that I wouldn't do, I wouldn't tell nobody to do it. So that's the kind of questions these are. Yeah, if I'm a supervisor, which I'm pretty sure everybody worked somewhere once upon a time, you had a supervisor that told you to do stuff that he wouldn't do. So that's the kind of that's what I mean by toxic productivity. You know what I mean? You got supervisors like that. They call them stupevisors because they'll send you out and they know you ain't been there 90 days and your insurance ain't kicked in, and they'll tell you to climb that 10-foot, 20-foot wall. And
with no safety.
But all right, yeah, no safety, no nothing, bro. So, but we here to talk about that. All right, this is first question. Have you ever? And now this is one of my favorite questions because I actually made it the first question because it's icebreaker. Have you ever attended a sex party?
No.
And he said it so quick, but that's my guy. Straight like that. No chaser. So no need to ask him if he ever participated. All right. I mean, is that a religious thing, or you want to wait? You want to?
I think it transcends religion because I wasn't, even though like I had a like spiritual background, a religious background, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really find myself like attracted to those things. You know what I mean? Because like I grew up in an area where it's like I don't want to be like a sloppy second. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Like, I mean, no sloppy seconds, man. I don't want no like secondhand coochie coming down. In a way, in a way, it almost feels like that, even if you're not in a sex party, because
Mm.
maybe an outlaw. Some of them probably were participants in the sex party, and now they want to get out of
Mm-hmm.
that lifestyle and just have a relationship, right? And see what that token
Right.
person establish that with. So,
Okay, so that's a definite sign that lust is an enemy in their situation. You know, when the people say they're attracted to the physical, they're
would you? How would now? I'm asking the questions. How would you define lust
yeah,
exactly?
yeah. That's what I mean, because it would be if if you go to a sex party, and I said just not hypothetically, a woman goes and she meets a guy, and the agreement was to, exchange her and his wife, and then she finds it more of her what she wanted, but they was only lusting.
Hmm.
Yeah, so she's caught. Yeah, so now she's caught in this web of lust, and she's probably chasing that feeling, and they're like, "Hey, we just was doing it for that night, baby."
Yeah. See, the thing is, they don't attach the feeling with like anything divine, right? So it's like when you just get that
Mm,
feeling and there's no substance behind it, that's all you're left with.
mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. That's why that's the question, because you're actually one of the second people who may have said no out of all the episodes. Yeah,
Damn. Second?
second, bruh. So you on the list of a hierarchy. And
In a
the
way,
other guy said it.
in a way, I'm impressed, and in another way, I'm kind of disgusted.
Well, I mean, for your defense, bro, you actually, you said it wasn't about, the connection, right? You like, if I'm not going there to try to meet somebody, right? You're not going to know. You'll never attend a sex party, basically.
No, I don't see no purpose in me attending it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's
And I felt that
that's
way,
that's a
even though I am religious now. I still don't like, even when I wasn't as much. I never felt that way.
wow. Is that like an author?
No, it's an actual emperor of an African nation called Ethiopia.
Okay, talk to us.
Oh, basically the 225th king of a long dynasty that's supposed to link from King Solomon and Queen Sheba of the Bible.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know King Solomon, kingship and queenship. I know them. Yeah, Solomon built the temple, and yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of
but a lot of people said that Solomon was, you know what I mean? He went after false idols and whatever like that, according to scripture, right? But what a lot of people don't know is, because we know that Solomon had a lot of wives,
right.
but there's a particular wife that he had at one point,
Hmm.
and all the artifacts, all the holy items, all of that basically transferred from Solomon to his
Hmm.
wife at the time, or his, you know what I mean? Which was Sheba.
Yeah.
So because of
Okay.
that union, all the descendants from that union basically ruled Ethiopia for, and there's 225 monarchs at that. Haile Selassie just happened to be the last of that monarch. Because like Ethiopia, a lot of people don't know, it's actually the only independent nation of the world.
No,
Every other nation of the
I
world,
did not know that. No, I did not know
yeah,
that.
Ethiopia is the only country that hasn't been colonized. And Like everywhere else is Commonwealth. Has some sort of
Right.
tie. Yeah.
Yeah. Dictatorship or presidential
Right.
presidency. Yes. Okay. Okay.
Well,
See, types of philosophy.
it, presidency isn't exactly um like that's just a like it is a philosophy, but it's just a way how people govern systems. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, that's what I
the
well
country
I
itself
would
isn't like
I would I would think if you govern something, it would be some type of under some type of leadership. You know what I mean?
it would be,
It, yeah,
but like presidency isn't exactly like Haile Selassie helped institute presidency, even though the country is like at that particular time a monarch,
yeah, right, right.
but he still administered like presidents.
I get what you're saying now. Dang. All right. Talking about in the deep end, we ain't even got there yet. I ain't even got to those kind of questions yet. All right, perfect time to plug the show. I'm your host, Big Bro TTG. This is my guest, Thesis. Y'all just not getting here. Make sure I hit my man with a fave. Check him out behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, on the scene. Thesis, that's the man you need to holler at right there. Engineering, got the music going with it. Hey, man. Lead me to my next question, which that was a great answer. For your hero. If you could go back in time and give your younger self some advice, what would it be?
Damn, that's probably the hardest question that he gave me so far.
I'm saying, man, you was in the deep end with me, bro. You took me out on the deep end. I gotta get some structure going.
What?
Now I've heard I had this young lady, she said she moved to Texas or she moved to Nevada when she had her first child. She said if she can go back in time, she said she would tell her young self, don't quit her job. Because she quit her job when she got to Nevada. And which made it a lot harder thinking she was gonna be able to make it, but you just moved to another state, relocated. So she was like, yeah, that was her. I would go back in time on it.
Okay. What the say? Because so far in my life, it's like I feel as if I almost made the right path in everything. What part would I really go back in, and what would I say?
Would this be that type of civilization then?
Would it be like that?
Yeah, would it be as such as thing as such like would it be a dictatorship? How would the world be ran with no weapons? Because somebody can walk up and hit you with a book, or somebody will walk up and words would probably be more violent. Like people use words. Will cuss words still exist? How would this world be?
Well, if that's the case, you can even go in depth. Okay, because say there was no weapons.
Yeah, no weapons.
I mean, not even like say no knives or no. But then,
okay,
you also have to take into account.
What is the best moral system?
I'm a scriptural man still, so that's what I'm gonna go for.
Everything, bro. Like everybody will want to, like, yeah.
Yo, imagine you can just go into somebody. Oh my, yo. Oh my.
But so we was talking about the movie Cell. You remember the movie? Yeah.
You have to be able to look outside yourself too. You know what I'm saying? The world don't revolve around you. Sometimes you gotta kind of take yourself out of the equation.
Record